What up, troops? Welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit, and this is Fortnite Save the World, as it is every day, sometimes once a day, sometimes twice a day, who knows. But what we're looking at today is the reward chests that you get in the game. Now, when you finish a mission in Fortnite, you get given a reward chest. Now, the highest I've ever seen in there, I saw someone once get a level 7 loot, or I was in a mission a couple of times where I've seen it at the bottom, and you get the level 6 chest, but at the bottom it says level 7 loot. So I'm not quite sure how that part of the game actually works. But what I do want to tell you is how you can maximize your chances of getting the top chest in every mission. And let's face it, one thing that we do want in every mission is, you know, more power, you want more rewards, and you want better rewards. And if you look in the actual map, if you look down in the bottom left hand corner, you know, what you'll actually see is the rewards that you're going to get for each mission. Now, what you find in there is, it doesn't actually tell you how much of this you're going to get. It doesn't tell you the split. Now, this is determined by the reward chest you get at the end. So if you want to get, you know, if you fail the mission and only get a level 1 chest, for example, you are going to get that survivor XP or that hero XP. You're just not going to get a lot of it. You know, you're going to get a small proportion of it. However, if you get the level 6 chest at the end of it, then you're going to get a huge proportion of it. And that can be massive. You know, that can be a difference from a level 2 chest being 800 survivor XP and then a level 5 chest being something like 8,000 hero XP. So doing the chest is actually mega important. I see a lot of people, you know, trying to run through missions, and what they actually do is they try and speedrun the missions in order to get onto the next one, thinking that they're being super efficient at farming, when actually they're not. I mean, it could be, I guess, if you put it against time versus the time it takes to do all the little missions in the game. But if you're going to play the game properly, which is the way that I like to play it, it doesn't mean that's the right way. Everyone's got their own methods in there. But if you're going to play the game properly, then you want to be actually maximizing every single reward chest that you can. So guys, let's jump into an actual game, and I'll explain different ways that you can get Okay, guys, I don't know why SpongeBob, but that's just what we use today. So anyway, the one thing that I've just got to point out, what I missed out at the beginning there, was when you're doing the timed missions, so the timed missions will have a set amount of things on there. So if you're going to get 20 drops of rain from the timed mission, then yeah, you know, time exclusive ones will give you a specific amount. The rest of it, like survivor XP, drops of rain, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. So the actual level of the reward chest that you get is what's going to determine that. So let's look at some ways that you can actually boost that up then. So if we just look over here at the actual, in the right hand side, these are the bars that we need to move up. And they're broken down into 3 sections. So you've got combat, you've got utility, and you've got crafting on there as well. So all these are actually little things that you do in the mission will actually get your points towards that. Now, what you'll find on there, things that will affect this are map exploration. So you want to aim for, if you're going to aim for the top chest, you need 100% map exploration. So when there's no more grey fog of war on the actual map and everything's visible, then you've actually got that. And you'll get a little badge that will come up in-game to actually show you that you've got 100% map completion. I think it comes up as well at certain like markers, so if you've done like 80% map exploration, it'll actually show you that as well. Also as well, the combat bar. So the combat bar is the top one that's on there, in the top right, on that little bars that we showed you on there. Now, for killing a single husk and normal husk, you get between 1 and 2 points that'll just flag up on there. Now, if you kill something like a smasher, or you take out a blaster, or you take out any sort of mist monster, then that'll actually increase. The highest I've seen on there, I think we saw 142 for taking out a smasher. The mini bosses and things like that give you even more, so that's definitely something worth looking at as well. So combat is definitely worth it on there. Even if you're just roaming around and you see a group of husks, it's definitely worth trying to take them out as well. So the utility bar, now a lot of people aren't sure what utility is. So when you've got the end screen and it comes up at the end and you've got, you know, you've got combat, you've got building, and it says utility down at the bottom, not everybody knows what that is. Well, utility, that is the crafting and gathering part of it. Now you'll notice that when you destroy things with your pickaxe, you know, you'll slowly like build up, so that'll actually slowly go up, and that counts as utility. However, the fastest way to build up your utility score is to actually craft. Now, everybody was crying out for crafting outside of the game, so, you know, to make it so you didn't have to go in-game to craft. And now most people, you'll tend to find you'll actually craft outside of a mission, but it's actually better to craft in a mission. So if you're going to want that new siege breaker, you're better off crafting it inside a mission, and I'll tell you for why. If you hit something with your pickaxe, you're only going to get maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 points towards your utility score in this game, and that'll only boost your reward chest a tiny little bit. Now, if you make something like a siege breaker in game, that'll give something huge. Like, I mean, some of the bigger weapons give even more, but it might give you, say, like 400 points, 450 points, and it's definitely more worth it, and it's more valuable to you, because what that'll do, that'll go towards your end of mission rewards. So if you're going to craft weapons, I would usually say, you know, craft them in game. It's massively important that you do that, and you know, that applies to things like traps. Even if you're crafting like blast powder and stuff like that, try and do it all in game. Even ammo counts towards that score, so you can really get your utility score up really fast, and that'll really help towards the chest as well. Now you've also got a building bar as well, so it definitely pays if you're going to get involved in the building. Now you don't want to go over the build limit, so you know, if you've built your base, you definitely don't want to overbuild on that, but you know, you can build something in the wilderness. So if you've only used 90 of 150 you know, towards your build limit, then what you want to be doing is to get, you know, get the other 60 points on there. Just build something in the middle of nowhere, you know, just build a tower, whatever it may be, and just make sure that you actually hit the cap. Now don't go over it, you know, if the build limit's 150, hit 150, but you know, you definitely want to be maxing that out, because that'll all go towards the chest reward at the end. So if you're doing a mission where you've only, and I've been in missions like this as well, where you've used up, I don't know, let's say 50 of your build limit, and you've still got you know, another 100 that you could use, it's definitely worth building just something just to actually hit the build limit, because it will go towards your utility score, and it will actually help you at the end of the game. Now you've also got completing group activities as well. Now these might be things like side missions that pop up randomly. If you have like events, a lot of the time these things come up, and what they'll do, they'll count towards, you know, your score as well. So they all help towards it, and they're definitely worth doing if possible. Even things like blue glow siphons and things, and a lot of people hate those because a lot of the missions kind of push us to do them, and some of the worst missions that I've done in Plankerton and Canny Valley all involved, you know, blue glow siphons. However, you know, it doesn't mean that they're not worth doing. I would definitely stick towards doing those if you can. So there's also doing side things as well. Now it's been proven already that these things do help towards the chest thing at the end, so they do help towards the chest reward at the end of the mission. So even if you're not on an encampment mission, or you're not doing rescuing survivors, if you do find them in there, then it's definitely worth doing them, because they will actually help you, and they will go towards the end reward as well. So it's definitely worth looking out for anything, you know, that you can do extra in the mission to try and complete as much as you can. So also as well, like bonus objectives. Now bonus objectives isn't what I've just talked about, it's separate. So when I was talking about blue glow siphons and survivors, they're not the bonus objectives. Do you know when you do a mission sometimes and it comes up and it says, you know, find the site before raiders, you know, finish in X amount of days, so, you know, do the mission in X amount of days, don't allow the building to dip below X% of health, and all them kind of things. They're the bonus objectives, so you want to actually look towards them as well and see if you can get them, because if you can beat them, they'll all help towards your reward score at the end. So just last two then, two more little things as well. Staying within the building limit definitely helps. If you overbuild, you know, and don't forget that traps count towards the build limit, or they did last time I checked, so, you know, that's another thing just to be wary of. We had a mission earlier today where we were at 148 of 150 build limit, and then the constructor went and put something like 15 traps down on the floor, which took us over the build limit. Now, it's not the end of the world. Some people get really salty when you go over the build limit. You know, it's not the end of the world. You can still get a decent chest when you do that, but it definitely will, it does harm your chances of getting a better reward if that's what you're aiming for. And then the last one then is complete the main objective. So, you know, completing the main objective gives you a ton. If you don't complete the objective and you don't get that victory at the end, then it's definitely going to hurt you at the end as well. It's definitely going to lower your chances, and I tell you, you will get a lowly, miserable chest at the end of it. So it's definitely worth, you've got to make sure that you do complete the mission. It's absolutely essential. Okay, now these are all in levels, so what you'll get first is, you'll get things that are bronze when they start off, then they'll move up to silver when you fill them up, and then it'll go up to gold, and then after that, then it'll go to platinum after that, and you need to fill the bar all the way up. So if the bar says platinum at the top, but it's only half filled, it will actually count as gold, not platinum. So it's massively important that you make sure that that bar is filled all the way up, and you're keeping an eye on those as well. A lot of the time I find, you know, the current meta and the current, you know, the way the community focuses on things, which is a big reason I'm making this video, is everyone tries to get the mission rushed and done as quick as possible, when that's not actually the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to actually do everything you can in the mission so that you can fill those bars up. You know, as I said, they're massively important, and not a lot of people focus on them. You know, that a lot of them are just seen as a side thing, and I'll just see what chest I get at the end, or they think, you know, the more things that I kill, the better reward I'm going to get, when actually doing as much as what you can to get them 3 bars at least up to platinum is going to get you a decent chest. Okay, so I'll find that the best way to get a high level chest, or to maximize your chances of getting the highest level chest, is to do as much as possible as quickly as possible. So, you know, you can, if you're going to get in a group of friends and things like that, agree it between yourselves when you start, prioritize the objective, of course, but definitely say to everybody, you know, we're going for the top chest, so we want to make sure that we're doing everything. Sometimes you jump into a group with randoms and you'll tend to find at least one, or, you know, somebody in there will really start going at everything. So they'll do the blue glow siphons, you know, they'll start building radar towers, they'll start doing encampments, and they actually get it. They understand what they're going for. But you'll tend to find that, you know, most of the time you'll not meet many people like that. You know, you'll find that they're quite rare. But I'd love it if you were one of them people. You know, you want to be that person that's trying to get everything done in the mission, not just, you know, racing to the objective, building up around the atlases as soon as you find them, and then setting the mission off as soon as you've got the blue glow. It's worth, you know, enjoying the game. I think everyone's rushing towards Twine. I mean, I'm a YouTuber, and a lot of people, you know, you get a lot of pressure off people to say, you know, you need to get to Twine, we've got to get you to Twine. But I'm not, you know, I'm actually playing the game, I'm playing it at a steady pace, and I'm enjoying it, you know, I'm really liking it, and I think that's the best way to play it. And, you know, someone who's got, you know, who works, who's got kids, who's got family and everything else, you know, you want to play it at your own leisure. Don't rush through the games, because it's a great game, Save the World, and it's something that you don't want to miss. Some missions give you more, you know, more bars than what they are. So the absolute easiest mission, you know, to get the top level chest rewards would be Launch the Rocket. Now, we can't all do Launch the Rocket. If this is giving good rewards, it's worth doing, because it's got 3 stages and it gives a massive bracket boost for each of those stages. So each actual stage that you do, you know, in the rocket actually gives you huge rewards. Same with Ride the Lightning. You also get a lot of rewards from doing Ride the Lightning. Anything that's got lots of waves attached to it, you'll actually get extra bars for each wave that you complete. So it's definitely worth it. Also, the Atlas missions, where you've got 4 tier Atlases, are also really, you know, really helpful. Anything where you can actually, you know, build up your combat score, your building score, and your utility score easily, you know, during the course of preparing for, be it a launch, be it the van setting off, or, you know, be it whatever it may be, or the Atlas attacks, anything like that, then it's definitely worth it. But, you know, go for the rocket mission, fight the storm, or Ride the Lightning if that's the ones that you want to do. The fact that all the more time intensive missions give easier to get higher mission reward chest makes a lot of sense. I know if I could easily get a level 7 chest for a Rescue the Survivors mission, that is all I would do. I would only do those, and I would just farm the level 7 chest. So do you know what? If you want to get these big chests and you want to get these big rewards, you've got to put the work in. They're not easy to get. However, it is worth it if you do it. So when you're doing a mission, rather than doing 4 quick, you know, missions in quick succession and just thinking, oh, I'll just farm the XP, you can actually farm a lot more efficiently if you're doing it the right way. So if you get in with a good group, do you know what? If you meet someone in game and they are someone who's going around doing all the encampments, doing the blue glow siphons, do you know, who's actually got a good utility score, and someone who actually gets the game, then I would definitely say, like in my last video that I said, add them as a friend, you know, try and talk to them in game, so that if they are online later on, you can actually team up with them, and eventually you're going to get a little community of friends, even if it's just 5 or 6 of you on Fortnite, we're all going to play together, and you're going to maximize the chest rewards at the end of every single mission, and you're going to have a much more fun time at leveling up. Okay then, guys, well, that's everything that I've got for today. I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure that you drop me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys. If you're not part of the Litanah army already, make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.